What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I am Jess. Thanks for clicking on today's video. I am back in Texas. As you can see, my background is back at home. It's sad because, well, I should say it's bittersweet because as great as it is to spend time with family and friends and have some time away, it's also great to get back into the routine, you know, the day-to-day stuff. So it was a fantastic summer and my kids have officially gone back to school. Way too early if you ask me. I'd love at least one more week of summer. But that's kind of where I've been, just getting the house back in order, you know, the school stuff ready to go and get back into the routine before I came back to let you know the plans for the rest of this year. So this video is going to be about the plan for the next 30 to 60 days. We're gonna get caught up on things that just need to, like new schedules and things to look forward to on this channel. And also I have a yummy recipe that is so good. I promised the last video I'd give it to you and then I never made the video for you. So anyways, I put it in this video. So what do you say we get this video started? And real quick, before we go any further, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Element. Element electrolytes have been my absolute favorite brand of electrolytes. They're the only brand that I've been reaching for many, many years now. These have just been coming in clutch lately with this heat. But the Element electrolytes are my favorite because they are gluten-free, they're sugar-free, there's no artificial flavors, fillers, colors, dyes, just a delicious and refreshing tasting electrolyte. I typically put in 3 of these of water in my body per day. This is 40 ounces. And then during my workout, I'll drink an additional one with a package of electrolytes. This has been the only way that I've been able to get through the workouts here. The heat is very hot. I was coming from a very mild summer in New Hampshire, and it's currently 104 degrees here. So I got my workout this morning, and that's the after. And that's just walking 3 miles. But I could not have gotten it done without a package of electrolytes and bringing a water. Obviously not this one. I have one that I can carry easier than this cup. But I'll put 1 package of electrolytes in each one and I'll sip it throughout the workout. And because each packet contains a science-backed ratio of electrolytes, I'm getting 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. That helps me be able to keep hydrated, push through that workout, and also get my water in. So it's a win-win. They have been my absolute favorite for so long, and I highly recommend them. As for flavors, citrus and watermelon are my favorites, but grapefruit is becoming my top 3. But don't take my word for it. If you'd like to give it a try, you can get this free sample pack and test all the flavors out for yourself. And you can get this free with any order. Just use my special link down below and that can be used as many times as you want, but it's only available for the Keto Rewind community. So go to drinkelement.com/Keto Rewind and get this free sample pack with any purchase. Thanks Element for sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about the rest of the plan. All right, so let's talk about the plan. First things first, I'm home. My kids are back to school. The weather's hot but doable. There's that sense of like the itch to get things back going again. So like the timing right now is perfect to get going and like keep getting the remaining bits of this weight off. But there's that saying where it's like there's no perfect time. That's true, but there's also like a really good time to like take advantage too. So just basically what I'm saying is just because it's like, so what I'm trying to say is even though there's no perfect time to start losing weight, to start getting your health journey going, there's also times where you can definitely just use the momentum naturally to help push you into getting that journey going. So for a lot of people, and myself including, the summers are tough. They're really tough to stick through and stay focused and all the things because there's vacations, there's just your routine gets messed up if you have children, so summers for me have always been hard, especially in my scenario where I go and I'm with family and friends and people I haven't seen in forever and everybody wants to do something and food is such a big part of that. So what I'm trying to say is right now, while the noise is quiet, this is a great time to like really like hammer it down and get focused again. So that's my plan right now. So I thought long and hard about this on my way home, you know, like what my plan was going to be, because I try to keep things interesting in my journey. And before I go any further, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional. This is just my story and my battle with obesity and how I'm overcoming it. In order to truly change your life, you have to change it. And a lot of those situations and scenarios were a reminder this summer, because I did fall back in sometimes into old habits. And for one, I didn't walk every day. And that was something that really wrecked me, because I didn't put myself first. I didn't pick me. I didn't choose me. I didn't change my life, because the old me would have skipped the workout. And I just had so many excuses that I'm like, oh, it's too hot, it's too early, I want to sleep in, you know, somebody so-and-so is here, you know, staying with us. So there was this area of, it was too easy to just like skip my workouts and the stuff that really has changed my life. So, and I'm only the one to blame. So first and foremost, I'm going to get the walks back in consistently. So there were weeks that I didn't even walk at all over the summer. Granted, I did other things like kayaking and stuff like that, but that walk is therapeutic to getting my crazy out of my head, you know? So, and I just realized how important those walks have been, because I had been really consistent for a while with getting my steps in. So first and foremost, my plan to return to get things moving again is get back to the walk. Well, for me right now, my goal is I gotta get my 3 miles in. I gotta do early enough that it's not too hot. And you know, I gotta make that effort regardless. If it's later in the day, I still have to get that walk in, you know? And who cares if I'm gonna be sweaty for the rest of the day? You know, that's what showers are for, right? So all those excuses that be like, oh, I can't do this, I don't have time. I have time, and if I choose not to do it, it's my choice. It's not because I can't, you know? So I gotta change that mentality to I will, I can, instead of I can't or I don't have time. So that's just one of those things that I have to redo, but I am looking forward to the consistent walking, because the one thing that I did notice while taking those walks away, or the activity away, was I don't sleep as good when I don't walk every day. And I will wake up and I'll toss and turn and I'll go back to sleep, but I don't have that uninterrupted sleep that I get when I walk. And that was one thing I'm like, dang, you know, I have not been sleeping very well. So I wake up and I'm still tired, you know, that kind of thing. Instead of getting that nice deep sleep for a considerable amount of time, instead of these quick bursts, because I'm staying up too late, I'm getting up too early, and I'm just packing my day, and you know, so I'm just not that rested. So first and foremost, walk, get the steps in. The second thing is, I've not pushed myself in a long time diet-wise. I've been coasting, and I thought, you know what, I've got the next couple of months prior to the holidays. So I have like August, September, October, and you know, the beginning of November to really put some hammers down and tighten things up, and you know, get a little bit more strict in my approach. So I thought I'm gonna go strict keto, but I'm gonna log my macros again, because I've not done that in years. So, and when I log my food, I'm more aware of my food. I just don't want to mess it up. You know, I know what I need to get in my diet. It just helps really like true it up and makes me more aware. So with that said, you know, when you're tracking macros and stuff, I'm not going to do that for the next like 60 days, but for the next week or two, I'm going to track those macros and really get back in it, because then it starts to really ignite that desire to keep going in my journey. So with that said, 95% of my weight loss journey is completely directly related to diet and diet alone, whatever I'm feeding my body. And the last 5% is like all the other stuff combined. But ultimately, the most important thing is getting the diet right. So right now, while conditions are favorable, the timing is perfect. I hate using that word. I kind of have I'm kind of more driven and more motivated right now because of those things. So while this is happening, you know, it's not a bad thing to take a more aggressive approach. But with that said, like part 3 is, this is just a tool that I'm going to be using. I don't prefer to eat strict keto. Being in ketosis is not in my actual goal. The high protein, low carb is like where I'm most comfortable. So right now, I'm using a tool, and that's strict keto. Because if I tell myself that this is how I have to live forever, I start getting into that restriction bubble, and that restriction bubble makes me turn into the binge bubble when I let up on the pedal or the gas pedal, right? So to avoid that, I'm changing the narrative in my head. I'm just using keto right now as a tool. It is one of the many tools in my toolbox on how I've changed my life, and that doesn't mean that it's the only tool in my toolbox, because ultimately I know low carb, high protein is my favorite way to live lifestyle wise. So I know that this is temporary, so I don't have to get in that restricted mentality. I have to change that feeling restricted and change that narrative to self-determination or self-discipline, meaning I need to be disciplined to do what I need to do to get it done. It doesn't mean the end all be all, I'm cured and I'm solved because I'm eating that way. It just means I want to have the discipline to make the changes and use this tool right now to make myself better, to overall help my lifestyle, right? So that's basically where I'm at. So while strict keto is something that's been a slippery slope in the past because I lose weight really fast when I follow a strict keto approach, it is not something that I'm going to completely change the narrative and say I'm keto forever, that kind of thing. So it just helps my restriction in my head look more to self-discipline. And when I'm self-disciplined, I can get behind that, because it takes so much discipline to change your life, to hit life goals, to get up in the morning and do all the things. It takes the discipline. When I find I'm lacking discipline, the love for myself and my life goes away. So it's just part of that. Change the narrative and look forward to making the tools work for you, and find a tool in the toolbox that's appropriate for that time. And that's where I'm at right now. So in the future, I will grab a different tool out of my toolbox, and I will use that and implement that so that in that time it's relevant and it works. But that doesn't mean I take this tool out of the toolbox. It's always going to be in that toolbox, right? So, and it's always going to be there to help get me going and rescue me and help me overall keep this whole lifestyle change permanent instead of just a fad. So I hope that makes sense, and that's where I'm at right now. So a quick recap: walking every day, get my water in, and change my diet and add self-discipline, and take away the thoughts of restriction. So that's like the plan for the indefinite future, at least up until the holidays, like November. So with that said, I want to talk about one small change. I have always posted I uploaded my videos for always to show up on Mondays. Mondays are tough for me from this particular school year. Like, all of the student holidays for my kids are on Mondays. And those are hard for me to film, and while I'm keeping kids entertained and all those things. So I'm going to be switching my upload days I'm going to change my uploading days to Tuesdays now. So I will post other videos randomly throughout the week, but Tuesday every week will be my new upload day. Anything beyond that will just be bonus videos, because my goal is 1 video per week. So if anything comes after that, that's just a bonus. And I just felt like making more videos, and when I make videos, I stay more driven and focused on my journey. So those ones always help me. But I wanted you to know that my day has changed from Mondays to Tuesdays. So just keep that in mind. And if the best way to stay up with what's going on is to hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. This way you won't miss any videos. Alrighty, so with that said, I think I'm going to put the recipe in a second video for this week. I will probably film that next. This video is getting kind of long, and I want that to speak for itself, like my plans and everything. And I want the next video with the delicious pasta meal that I'm making, a low carb, high protein pasta meal. I'm going to put that in its own separate video. So I'll see you at the next one. And don't forget, use my link down below to get that free sample pack with any purchase. And I will see you at the next one. Bye!